I come from the Episcopal Church in Brazil, and working with the poor was one of the main vocations we have. And hunger is a main topic for all of us. Food is a very symbolic thing in the Bible. And I remember back in Brazil, we have this beautiful prayer which says, "Dear God, give food to who is hungry, and give us who have food, hunger of justice."
There are people out there who are hungry, and that shouldn't be. That's just something that shouldn't be and doesn't have to be. But it's going to require a lot of work and a lot of time in order to get ahead of that problem.
People are more empowered when they can come in and choose the items that they want. And of course, this also allows them to have food that is more ethnically congruent with whatever their tradition is. And also, there's less waste. Because even though people need food and are hungry, people don't want to eat things that they don't like.
We have people standing in the line since 11 o'clock in the morning, waiting like 5 hours to get a box of food. This food pantry started with about 12 families per week. That was last November. In November 2012, we decided to open the client choice model. And from 12 families per week, we now have 100 to 140 families coming per week.
This is really a great ministry, and I see the call from God for me to utilize my linguistic language, which I could speak Cantonese, Mandarin, the Toisan, the Phucanese, the Tagalog, and the English, that I'll be able to be out there to help them. Because of the languages that they have, they feel there's a close connection with each other, and they open up themselves with their problems, with some difficulty in their life when they came to the United States.
I have been so moved by what I've seen here in terms of the degree to which people who can't even speak to each other because of language barrier will help each other. Because you hear the world in here, and everyone comes together to work on a common problem, which is hunger. And then we take this out with us into the world to talk about it and to bring others in to volunteer and work and also be transformed by the experience.
St. John's is a vibrant community here in the hills of Oakland, but because the nearest bus stop is a mile away, we don't have a lot of hungry people coming up to our doors. That's the great thing about having a relationship with other parishes that are closer to downtown Oakland, like St. James. We have about, I'd say 15 volunteers that weekly come down to St. James. And if you were to add up the volunteers that come once a month or bring food, we have something like 50 people probably connected to St. James.
One of the things I was looking for was an opportunity to give back to the community. With Facebook and all the internet, there's a major disconnect, and being able to volunteer here makes it possible to reconnect with people and give back. The hardest thing is having to stop. It's when you see people online and you know you're making a difference and you're bringing positive change to the neighborhood, and it ends at 5:30. You want to be able to continue, and it's only one day a week, and I wish we could do it more.
I think this pantry is doing a lot of good because it stands out right here in the community. You can generally tell just by the size of the crowd that we get outside that we are needed here in this community, and I think we're making a mark.
The poor around us is being crushed by the economy in this country, and it's getting hunger and hunger. So feeding ministries is also our vocation. We are called to change and transform society through different projects, and we are trying to do the best with the food pantry in St. James.